Department of CSE, Indian College Bikaner. So today we will see the protocol architecture of IPv4 and IPv6. IPv4 I have already told you in last lecture. It is Internet Protocol version 4 and it is a delivery mechanism used by TCP/IP protocol. It is unreliable and connectionless datagram protocol. We have studied about connectionless and connection oriented services. It also provides error control and flow control. Packets in IPv4 are known as datagrams. A datagram is a variable length packet which consists of two parts, a header and a data. Header of IPv4 packet is 20 to 60 bytes in length and it contains the information essential to routing and delivery. This is the format of IPv4. See, in IPv4 we have variable length header. So the header varies from 20 to 60 bytes and rest is the data. So first field we have version, which is of 4 bits, then header length 4 bits, service 8 bits, total length 16 bits, identification 16 bits, flags 3 bits, fragmentation offset 13 bits, time to live 8 bits, protocol 8 bits, and header checksum 16 bits. Then we have source IP address, destination IP address, and then options. Okay, so here we have 32-bit addresses, source and destination both. Okay, so we will see the fields one by one. First one is version. Version is nothing but it is a 4-bit value which is defined in the IPv4 datagram. Basically two versions are there, IPv4 and IPv6. So it is IPv4, so the value is 4. Next we have header length. Header length is the 4-bit field which defines the total length of the datagram header in the 4-byte words. So this field is needed because the length of the header is variable, because length of the header is between 20 to 60 bytes. So so it depends upon the options. So if there is no option, the header length is 20 bytes and maximum its value can be 60. When option field is at its maximum, the value can be 60. Next we Okay, so if we don't have option, then it is 20 bytes, and when the option field is at its maximum size, then the value of this field is 15. So 15 multiplied by 4 is equal to 60 we have. So this is header length, it is 4 bits. Okay. Okay, next we have services. So basically this services field, IETF has changed the interpretation and name of this services field. So right now it is known as differentiated services. So we will see both of them. First we will see service type. So see, total 8 bits are there. So we will divide the bits. So first is service type. Precedence is a 3-bit subfield which ranges from 0, that is 000 to 7, that is 111. The precedence defines the priority of the datagram in issues such as congestion. So congestion we will study later. So these 3 bits basically decides the precedence of the packet when there is a congestion. So congestion is basically, it means data traffic. So when there is a traffic of data, so router has to discard some of the packets. So which packet should given the priority means which packet should it pass is decided by the priority of the packet. So that priority is decided by this precedence field, that is 3-bit subfield. And TOS bit is 4-bit subfield with each bit having a special meaning. These are the precedence bits and these are the 4 TOS bits. So each and every bit has some special meaning. So first one is D. D is the minimum delay, T is maximum throughput, R is maximum reliability, and C is minimized cost. So next in differentiated services, basically we have 8 bits, so first 6 bits are code points, and the rest two are basically, these are reserved, means of no use. So these are the TOS bits. So we will see which operation, for which operation, if it is normal operation then it is 0 0 0 0, minimize cost then 0 0. So see, this minimize cost is there, means C bit has to be 1, so it will be 0 0 0 and 1. Again, if we have to minimize the delay, then we have 1 0 0 0. Maximize throughput means 0 1 0 0, like this. So each and every you can say each and every combination, only one bit can be 1, because we can provide only one service we can guarantee. Okay, next we have this is the application program which can request a specific type of services. The default for the sum are known as this. So ICMP protocol is there, then TOS bit 0000, that means it is a normal operation. Boot P 0000 means normal operation. NNTP, network news transfer protocol, it is 0001, like this. So this is the list of the protocols and their TOS bits along with the description. So next we have differentiated services. So I told you already, the first 6 bits make up the code point and the last 2 bits are not used. The code point subfield can be used in 2 different ways. So it is basically again divided into 2 parts. When the 3 rightmost bits are zeros, then only the 3 leftmost bits are interpreted the same as the precedence bits in the service type interpretation. So here we will first see the 3 rightmost bits, and if they are 0, then the remaining 3 bits or left bits are taken as the same as the precedence bits. When the 3 rightmost bits are not zeros, then the 6 bits define the 64 services based on the priority assignment by the internet or local authorities. So total okay, so when the 3 rightmost bits are not zeros, then the 6 bits define 64 services based on the priority of the internet authorities. So next we have total. So this is a inbuilt field that defines the total length of the datagram. The total length includes header as well as data. So we have header length already present in the data in the packet. So we can calculate. So using the total length and header length field, we can calculate the data length of the data. So length of the data is equal to total length minus header length. So next we have identification field, and basically these 3 fields, identification flag and fragmentation offset. Identification, these 3 bits are used for fragmentation. So fragmentation we will discuss later. Right now you only understand that these 3 fields are used for fragmentation. Next we have time to live. This time to live is nothing but it is time limit of any packet. So we initiate with some starting value when we send the packet. So each packet, when the packet passed by each router, the time to live is decremented by 1, and when it reaches 0, then the packet expired. So basically with this time to live field, we are providing the expiry date of the packet. So a datagram has a limited lifetime in its travel through an internet. This field was originally designed to hold a timestamp which was decremented by each visited router. The datagram was discarded when the value becomes 0. So it is expired when the value is 0. So it is discarded. If any router gets any packet with datagram 0 with time to live field 0, then it is discarded. Protocol, it is a 8-bit field which defines the higher level protocol. that uses the services of the IPv4 layer. Means it defines the protocols which we are using at the upper layer, that is transport layer. So 1 for ICMP, 2 for IGMP, 6 for TCP, 17 for UDP, and 89 for OSPF, like that. Okay, next we have checksum. It is used for error detection. We have already seen in data link layer. Source address, it is a 32-bit field that defines the IPv4 address of the source. Destination address, it is also 32-bit address which defines the IPv4 address of the destination. Okay, next we will see what is fragmentation. See, whenever we want to transfer any data or any datagram, so each router has some capacity to send the data. So we cannot we cannot limit the size of the data. So what we do is we divide the datagram into number of frames and then we transfer it. So that size of the frame is decided by the size of the router, or you can say the capacity of the router. So a datagram can travel through different networks, and each router decapsulates the IPv4 datagram into frame. From the frame it receives and processes it, and then it encapsulate into another frame. Then the frame is sent. The format and size of the received frame depends on the protocols which is used by the physical layer through which the frame has been just traveled. The format and size of the sent frame depends on the protocol used by the physical network through which the frame is going to travel. Okay, based upon the receiver and the physical layer of sender and the receiver. To make the IPv4 protocol independent of the physical layer, what we do is the designers decided to make the maximum length of the IPv4 which is equal to 65535. So this makes transmission more efficient, because if we use a protocol with the MTU of this size, so MTU is maximum transferable unit. So this limits the size of the packet. So we divide the datagram based on this size. This is the maximum size. However, for other physical networks, we must divide the datagram to make it possible to pass through these networks. This is called fragmentation. Means if datagram size is less than this particular size, then it is fine. Otherwise, we have to divide it. Fragmentation is basically done by the network layer when the maximum size of the datagram is greater than the maximum size of the data that can be held a frame. That is maximum transmission unit. The network layer divides the datagram and receives from that has been received from the transport layer into fragments so that the data cannot be disrupted. When a datagram is fragmented, each fragment has its own header with most of the fields repeated but with some changed. A fragmented datagram may itself be fragmented if it encounters a network with an even smaller MTU. Then also it can be fragmented. Means we can also fragment a fragment. Means multi-level fragmentation can be there. In other words, a datagram can be fragmented several times before it reaches the destination. So MTU we have already seen. This is the maximum transfer unit, maximum size of the data. Fields related to fragmentation. So first of all, we have seen identification. So this is a 16-bit which identifies a datagram which has originated from the source. Flag is a 3-bit field. First bit is this is the flag. So first bit is reserved. Next we have do not fragment, and next we have more fragment. So the second bit is do not fragment. If its value is 1, that means the machine must not fragment the datagram, and if its value is 0, the datagram can be fragmented if necessary. Third bit is more fragment. If its value is 1, it means the datagram is not the last fragment, and there are more fragments after this one. If its value is 0, means this is the last fragment. Next is fragmentation offset. This is 13-bit field. We show the relative position of the fragment with respect to the whole datagram. So basically we have divided the datagram into frames. So but we are dividing for the same datagram. So we have to give some specification to each and every frame that these particular frames belong to a particular datagram. So this is the fragmentation offset value. Okay, so sorry, that if you are giving the number of the datagram, that is basically this identification field, and this fragmentation offset is nothing but, see, if 23 is the id of the datagram, and so you can divide it into 4 parts. So 0 1 2 3, so first one is 0, then 1, then 2, then 3. So these 0 1 2 3 are fragmentation offsets, or you can see the number of the frames. Okay, see, this is the example. This is from 0000 to 3999, so 4000 bytes we have taken. So each and every frame has to be of this size, maximum this size. So okay, this is datagram. So we have divided it into 3 parts. So from 0000 to 1399, then 1400 to 2799, then 2800 to 3999. So offset we are calculating like 00, we are dividing this offset by 8 because we are taking in bytes. That's why we are dividing by 8. So each and every first value has to be divided by 8, and it will give you the offset value because we are talking in bytes. Okay, and here these are bits. So this is the original datagram with the size is 4020, so we have divided it into 1420, 1420, and last one we have 1220 because this is the remaining one. So again we can divide this one. Okay, so because this can also pass with some router with the capacity lower than this. So okay, next we have options, and last field is the option field. Okay, this is options field. So what are the options? Single byte and multiple byte. For single byte we have no operation and end of operation. Multiple bytes we have record root, strict source root, loose source root, and timestamp. So first one is end of option. Okay, so an end of option, no option is to is means no operation means there is no operation. Okay, end of option is a 1 byte option used for padding and end of the option field. It can only be used as the last option. Record route is an option which is used to record the internet routers that handles the datagram. It can list up to 9 router addresses. It can be used for debugging and management also. Strict source route means the route has to be decided by the source only. Okay, so no router can change the route of any packet. A strict source route option is used by the source to predetermine a router for the datagram as it travels through the internet. Loose source route is an option which is similar to the strict source route, but it is some less rigid. Means there can be an intermediate router can also decide the path of the packet. Each router in the list must be visited, but the datagram can visit other routers also. Timestamp is an option which is used to record the time of the datagram processing by the router. So knowing the time of a datagram, knowing the time a datagram is processed can help users and managers track the behavior of the routers in the internet. So we can track the route from which the that particular packet has been traveled. Okay, thank you so much.